this properly or not. Let me know if you guys able to see it or not. Okay. So far we have one AWS account. Okay. In this one AWS account, we have multiple users. Okay. User one, user two, and user three. Right. So these multiple users in this AWS account. Okay. This is little difficult, but are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So in this AWS tenant account, we have okay, maybe this is better instead of this one. One second, let me share another one second. Okay. So basically, so far we have working with one AWS account. In one AWS account, we have multiple users, right? So one second. So we have user one, user two, and user three, right? So probably this one. So these users are accessing the AWS resources or AWS accounts. One second. Be it So probably if you take this as my AWS account, under this AWS account, I have different services. Okay. One is S3, one is EC2, another one is database, for example. In this situation, what we are doing is like, I am giving, maybe my S3 belongs to test environment, EC2 belongs to production environment, and database belongs to some staging environment, right? So in this scenario, what I'm doing is like I'm giving the access to users based on whatever the access that they need. Okay, one second. So let's say like this is a username called Ishwar. Ishwar should have an access to this S3 bucket. We are giving access with the help of policies or whatever it is for the staging environment. Okay, let me make this as an example. Where is the text? So, that's fine. So, for example, this S3 bucket is belongs to test environment in your AWS test application. So Ishwar is having to access to this one, and probably someone else from some other department should have an access to an EC2 instance which is in the production. They should have an access with the help of access policies and stuff. So here, single AWS account, multiple users are using multiple users are using multiple services for multiple environments, right? Uh, So this is a single AWS account. Here we have multiple users. Multiple users are using multiple environments, accessing multiple resources. But nowadays, what is happening is like this kind of architecture is kind of gone. So instead of this, what they are doing is like they are separating the accounts per environment. Okay, most of the organizations. So what they are doing is like, second, let me create a new file. So they are managing different accounts for broad. Where's this text font? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay. I can hear you. That's why.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
So basically now people are managing, like most of the organizations are managing different environments for different environments or different departments or different accounts. So let's take an example of this is staging and this is prod and this is test, right? So let's say like I have a username called Ishwar. Ishwar wants to access to this machine in EC2. I mean, this machine in staging. We need to have Ishwar user in this AWS account. And let's say like if another user wants to access this resource, they should have the account, that IAM account or IAM user in this environment. And if other user like some Rajesh or somebody who needs to access this resource, they should have an user in this AWS account, right? So this means we have the multiple users should be in the multiple accounts to access multiple resources. Instead of that, is there any best way where we can remove that duplication? So for that, what organizations are doing is like they are managing one account called identity account. In that identity account, they are simply creating all their users or IAMs, roles, or whatever it is. They are creating all their users, and they are not going to create any users in these accounts. Instead of that, here they'll create roles. just I'm giving a small example role. So in this context, you don't need, no need to create users in each and every account. Instead of that, you manage one account for all the users. Manage, I mean, create, delete, or update, or whatever it is in this user account, and uh, assign a role and give the permission to this role to access this users or vice versa. So in this way, what will happen is like user administration is also easy. Okay. And you don't need to have the same user. You don't need to have the same user in multiple accounts. So this is called cross account, cross region account or cross accounts. So cross account authentication or authorization. So in this context, what will happen is like, though you have multiple accounts in your organization or multiple AWS accounts in your organization, you can have users in a single account and just assign a role to this user, saying that okay, this user Rajesh should have an access to this staging account with the help of staging role, and a user Ravi will have an access to production through production role. So something like this, we can create this kind of architecture. So this would be easy when it comes to management, when it comes to administration. Hope this is clear, right? You understand the concept? Any questions?
Yes.
Your voice is breaking some. I don't know who is talking.
Yeah, it's clear, Rajesh.
Okay. So this is about the multi account creation and managing the cross accounts authentication. Okay. I mean, I can't show the demo for this specific use case because I need multiple accounts, and in free trial that is kind of difficult to get, right? But at least this is the concept. So you can check that in Google as well. So this concept is called uh, one second, guys. So out of these accounts, this is staging account, and this is prod account, and this is test account, right? This is what we call as identity account. So this architecture is called identity account architecture. So where in this architecture, you will manage all your identities in from one account and make sure those identities will have an access to multiple accounts in your AWS environment. Okay. And this is called cross account IAM, IAM management, or cross account IAM roles, or cross account IAM policy, where you will create a role and assign this role to this user, saying that okay, from identity account, this user should have an access to staging environment or staging account, something like that. Okay, this is about cross account management. Okay, now let's go to our AWS environment. Now I will show you another things related to um, identification and authentication. Okay. So today I'm going to explain a concept called EC2 instance metadata. Okay. Let me log into AWS account first, and then I'll explain about that concept. So now I'm going to launch a new EC2 instance. Okay, which is EC2 instance is nothing but a virtual machine. You can create an EC2 instance with whatever the operating system that you like. Okay, so I'm giving the name as EC2 test instance. And here I am selecting the operating system called AWS, which is nothing but the one of the Linux flavor operating system. Okay, so basically we select the T2 micro because which is less in cost or no cost. But if you select another types like macro, I mean like large or nano or whatever it is, then it will add an additional cost. Okay, now here I am going to launch an instance. Okay, so here proceed without key pair. Okay, so let's go ahead with the create instance, create key pair name. Key pair name, just key pair name. So basically, in order to connect to any Windows machine or Linux machines, what are the various options to log into a Windows machine? Anybody have any idea? How to connect to a Windows machine? I mean, how to connect to any virtual machine? So generally, what is the first and foremost option? Authentication with the help of username and password, right? And there is another concept called public and private keys, right? In the sense, so basically, there is a key pair called public key and private key. So you will have a private key, and the instance will have an public key. And when you try to connect, when these key pairs will match, then only you will be able to connect to that specific machine, right? So here I am going to create a key pair, which will be, I think it's downloaded here. it might be downloaded here. Okay, let me go back, and first of all, it might have been already there. Okay, so here, if you look at here, right? So here I created a key pair for authenticate and to log into the virtual machine. This is my network detail. These are my network details. Okay, and this is the virtual private cloud. I will explain what is virtual private cloud, what is subnet down the line. Okay. So here, if you look at here, I am just only allowing SSH traffic from anywhere from internet 0.0.0 by 0 in the sense, which is nothing but allow from anywhere, right? So let's get started so that we can connect a virtual machine. It is still in pending state, right? Once it is connected, then only we can connect. So now we have the instance, right? So we have the instance. Let me clear the filter out. Okay, if you look at here, this is the instance. So let's open this instance. So here you can connect to this instance. So how can you connect the instance? So you can connect to instance using various options. One is EC2 instance connect. I will let you know what is that. Next one is SSH client. SSH client is nothing but your putty or anything. So if you look at here, you may not be able to connect to this instance as port 22 may need to be open in order to accessible. The currently associated security group do not have port 22. Okay, let's see what is that. Okay, first of all, okay, let's go to my instance. Let me go to security. Outbound is fine. Inbound is not updated or added. Okay. So inbound. So here is somewhere we need to, let's go to this instance and here edit inbound rules and add a rule. So use SSH. Source could be anything. Save rule. So now if you look at here, let me go back to my instance, EC2 instance. Go to the instance. So open the instance. Here, if you look at the networking, if you look at the security, so I am allowing port 22 traffic to my my EC2 instance. This is very simple, right? So let's give me the example. So you have your EC2 machine in the AWS. Okay, I am connecting from my home with the help of my home network. Okay, so this is my home, and this EC2 instance is in AWS network, and I am trying to connect to this EC2 instance from my home on port 22. That means this is incoming to this traffic is incoming to EC2 instance, right? So whatever I am doing, I am trying to connect to this EC2 instance from my home network, from my home laptop, which is nothing but a incoming connection. So that means I need to open the incoming traffic to this EC2 instance on port 22 from my home network. Let's say like I am on my home network, maybe Ishwar is connecting from his home network and some Lokesh is connecting from his home network. And and Prince is connecting from his home network. That means in this incoming rules, I need to add the public IP of my home network, Ishwar's home network, Prince's home network, and etc. Blah blah blah. Instead of that, currently what I'm doing is I'm just simply giving allow from anywhere. Source could be anything. Understand?
Yes.
Right. So that is the fundamental idea. Okay. So now I have added. So let's try to connect to that EC2 instance first. So how to connect to EC2 instance? There are multiple ways. So we can use with the help of SSH connect. Okay, let's go ahead and connect to that EC2 machine. So open SSH client. I have an SSH client. Let's see. Mobi network is there or not. Mobi Extreme. Okay. So you can use Putty, you can use any third-party SSH tool, that whatever you want. But here in my case, I have this Mobi Extreme. So that's the reason I am okay. That's fine. I don't know what is the password that I have created for this. That's fine. That's fine. Not an issue. Cancel. Oh, no. Run as administrator. See, this time it will be. Let me quickly uninstall and install. Give me a second. Probably I may need to uninstall this. So it will install in a minute. Give me a minute. Let me install this. I don't have any SSH on my laptop, so let me go back and install Mobi Extreme. See, Mobi Extreme is kind of a client like Putty. Okay. So now we have this is ready. So let's go back to our browser. So open SSH client, locate your private key file, the key used to launch the instance. What is the host to connect to? First of all, I need to understand the public IP of my machine to connect. Okay. So the public IP address is this one. Or else simply, okay, I can use this one and put 22 advanced SSH setting, use private key. So I can downloads, use this one. I don't know whether this will work or not. Let's try. If not, we have to accept. Server refused. Let me download the key in another format. Let's download. I think I need to download key in another format. Let's give me a minute. If connect, let's go ahead. So this is the format that I have to use, but somehow I have downloaded the other one. Okay, let me check instead of creating new, how to download key pair from Amazon. So let's see if we can download the key pair. Amazon is it to download. So I think we may need to create another instance because it may not get it. Second. Let's see if I can. Is there any option? Let me- Okay, it is downloaded. Oh, allow SSH traffic from anywhere. Okay, this is fine. Let's go to the instance. We can permit this one as well. It's some. It's still initializing. So once it is connected, so that we can connect. So now let's go back to the public IP part. So now the public IP has changed. We have to. There are multiple ways we can connect to. So let's go to command prompt. SSH. Yes, we can see. Go to SSH. Remote host is this one. So, user. So let's see. EC2 user. That is the public IP. Port is 22. Advanced SSH settings. Use private key. I can use private key. This one. And okay, let's see if this is accept. See, now I am connected. So if config. If you look at here, this is the private IP of my instance. Okay, the public IP is if you look at here, the public IP of the instance is this one, whereas private IP of my instance is this one, right? And likewise, there are a lot of information, like you can get the instance ID, you can see the host name, you can see blah blah blah, VPC ID, etc. So if I need to see the same information from my instance, how can I check? Curl 169.254, 169.254. Okay, 1 second. How to get the EC2 metadata? So this is the command. What is this saying? Unauthorized. Mm. What is the IP? 169.254. So basically, this is the IP where we can get the information about the instance metadata. So how to get that? Is there, okay, maybe I need to have the proper authentication or authorization to this instance or this user. Okay. So EC2 user, right? So okay, let's go to my AWS console. AWS console. Where is my AWS console? Let me go to. Sorry. Yes, let's go to here. Go to. What's this? Minimize this one. Let's go to my EC2 instance. Okay. So what I need to do is like I need to give the proper authentication or access to this EC2 instance. So let's go to EC2. Let's go to instance. Let's go to this specific resource. In this resource, is there a way that I can give the proper role or proper access? 1 second. Let's go to here. So I'm not getting the output for that specific instance, right? So here, let's go to security. So security groups have been already created. So what is another thing that I need to do is like I need to give the IAM access to the specific instance. Role-based access to the specific instance, right? So where to give the role-based access to the specific instance? There are multiple ways to give the role-based access, but let me go. IAM. Let me go to IAM. Here I can create a role, or I can create the role and assign that role to the resources, or we can create a resource-based policy instead of IAM-based policy. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's go to let me check the place. I forgot the place where we can assign that. So that's why I'm going to that guide and see how to add the IAM policy for Amazon EC2. Or else we can simply create a role and assign the role as well. Give me a minute. Why it is loading too slow today? Or else we can simply go here to AWS. Hello.
Yeah. We're here. I don't know why the AWS is so slow today. Wait a minute, guys. Somehow it is not loading easy to its image on itself. I don't know why. Give me a minute. So if we get there, we will give the policy access and we can check the EC2 instance metadata access. Okay, we are here. I have full network. What is the problem? Okay, I can create a. Can create a user with Yes, sir. Yes. So I'm going to create an access key. Somehow this is not working, guys. I will check and I'll let you know tomorrow. I don't know why it is not working. It should work. I have added the policy properly. Somehow this is missing. Okay, full access. It is on.
All right, guys. Sorry about this. Somehow it is not working. I will show you tomorrow in the first 10 minutes how to access this. Somehow I don't know why it is not accessing. I need to do a little bit of debugging for this. So yeah, sorry about that. So once that is open, at least I can show you how to get the metadata of the metadata of the EC2 instance information, which will be used for connecting to EC2 machine, connecting from EC2 machine to another applications or another services. I will show you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
It is not, I don't know why. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.